wherever you're hearing us or watching us from. This is the Sweet Action Podcast.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the Sweet Action Podcast. If you're a new or returning viewer, we appreciate you guys for coming and kicking with the best crew as always. You got myself, Carlos. Next to me, I got the homegirl, Kelsey.
Hello.
Across from me, I got the homie, Jorge.
What I do?
And in front of me, guys, you guys love him, you guys hate him. It's the homie, Ja.
Fuck you. The food.
Fuck you. Guys, today, Key and Xavier are both in paradise.
They're looking taking advantage, no cap.
Yeah, bro. They just...
Hey, Key, you got no more PTO, dog.
Oh, yeah, bro.
No more
just
sick
kidding.
days, nothing.
Well, we're looking for somebody a little more permanent.
Nah, jokes aside, guys. Thank you guys for coming back. I know we've been a little just up and down. It's just a weird little bullshit, but slowly but surely we'll be getting back on the move and groove of things. So make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share this around. And you know, we used to say this back then, like whatever we're gonna say, talk about, and just all of our, it's just our opinions, our thoughts. If you don't like it, you can just kick rocks. Tell him, John. Skedaddle.
Fuck off.
Yeah, fuck off. So we're gonna get into this episode, and today we're gonna have maybe a little different take. You guys might be wondering, damn, it's a little dark in there.
We didn't pay the electric bill.
That
Shit ain't going good today.
yeah. So make sure you guys
Candles,
Missed too many
episodes.
episodes.
That
It's Xavier's job, and apparently he ain't here.
we ain't making money no more. But actually, guys, we're here to tell you guys the truth. We sold our souls. And
No.
I wouldn't be here if I sold my soul.
Hey.
Nah, today we actually want to take something new, a little twist, and probably go into a topic that we probably have briefly mentioned before, I think, right? We have a few shares, but never
We
really
joke about
gone,
it, yeah.
never gone like
Yeah.
deep down in it. And today I think it'd be a good way to give our thoughts and kind of hear from each other. So today's topic of the day, it's going to be the afterlife. Oh,
When you die.
I'll start
I was
it
waiting
off,
for
bro.
a spooky sound effect. But
Do you guys
Yeah,
think
No.
the,
That's good.
what happens after you die?
Okay, like the instant, like, you know, like the, what
I
everybody
believe
says.
the South Park thing, you shit yourself.
Yeah, you do because your
Yeah.
body
Oh,
releases.
true. Yeah.
Like it's
Actually,
not,
I think so.
it's
Yeah, I
not
think
tight
that's
anymore,
actually
so
true.
your body just releases
it's not
everything.
tense anymore.
Yeah, like when people skydive and they die in the sky, like they poop.
Wait,
what?
How do they poop
Yeah.
in the sky? Don't they die
like
when they
when
land?
they die, like if they're like in shock or something,
Oh, shit.
you know, and they die in the air, then they poop their whole body.
Damn, I feel bad.
New
for you.
fear.
Maybe.
bro.
Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure that how that works.
Actually, talking about death real quick. I don't know if you guys saw, but there's that dude that died.
From the
doing-
one chip challenge.
Yeah, the one chip challenge.
Oh,
He's
Oh
the
my
first
gosh, we
fall.
have
hey,
a one
R.I.P.,
chip.
bro.
Yeah, I saw somebody commented, they're like, damn, he's the first person to lose.
That's sad.
That's fucked
It's
up.
fucked up, but it's funny. Like, yeah, sure, really took you out like the chip. Like,
Hey, we should do the one
Have you
chip
tried it?
challenge. No, but we have one.
That shit is bad, bro.
So we'll definitely try that.
shit is
We'll,
bad.
Yeah,
let us
I have
that
tried it.
shit
Hey,
is bad.
comment down below if you guys would like to see us do this. We'll definitely do that.
I actually have one.
I
have one.
You could do it.
But not from like physical death, but like mentally. Like all right, like from a spiritual standpoint, you know, we'll hear on that pretty soon. But some people would say, you know, there's a heaven and hell. Some people will say
There's nothing.
Some people say there's nothing. Like it's just
Or
a
some people
black
get
light.
reincarnated.
Reincarnated,
Become cows.
become like an animal. And then there's the other one where you like become a new person, right? Type of shit. Is
Yeah, it's the same as
Reincarnation, right?
reincarnation the same way? Okay.
Yeah.
So there's those. What do you guys believe, from your opinion? We'll start off. Who wants to start it off?
I don't know. When I was younger, I would think like reincarnation, maybe. But then now thinking about it right now, I mean, all over time, I eventually like stopped believing that. But I guess one of my arguments to counteract that or to argue against that would be like, if you are reincarnated into like a cow or a chicken or a horse or whatever the case may be.
Yummy steak.
And I mean, I would assume you would come to a point of realization of like, I'm a horse, I'm this, I'm that.
Some people do have that though. Like, have you ever met babies or, well, there's stories that
They
like
go.
on TikTok, like they remember certain
A whole
things.
different life, yeah.
A whole different life. But like
Yeah.
once
Or a
you're
different
older,
person or whatever.
you
Yeah.
like don't get
Forget it.
to know as much. Like dreams
Yeah.
kind of in a way.
Okay, so would you guys think of reincarnation as just person to person?
No.
And not like
It's because it depends
not
on
like
the
soul
religion,
to
bro.
animal.
It depends on the
No,
religion.
and that's what I'm saying. It's like if let's say if that religion believes in like and again I may be wrong, this is just going off the top of my head, these are opinions, so if I'm incorrect, I mean, brother, I'm sorry, but whatever. But the point is, but what I'm trying to say is that like, let's say if we do die and our soul goes into like the fucking next chicken that's born, and like at any point in time, do we come to that realization of fuck, I'm a chicken? Wouldn't you start to think that? I don't think a chicken goes. No, but some people believe that. So my question to them wouldn't you think more animals who come to that realization of, you know, I used to be a person before, but now I'm this animal. Wouldn't you think more animals would start to act like crazy
human
or like? Yeah, they're not gonna start fucking. I think drive. No, but wouldn't you like
seen
start
that pit bull that drives a car?
Yeah, I've seen that. Or the cat that drives the car. Yeah, but wouldn't you think more animals would start to like, I guess, kind of.
I mean,
you can kind of say that with dogs, like the dogs that are talking with those little button things. Like you could say they've been reincarnated.
Bitch.
Yeah, like they'll be like food, or they'll be like a lady was coughing.
I think you can just train them, bro.
Yeah.
You can train them with the words, but I feel like
it's with the sound for them. Yeah, when they hear like the food, like that noise, they know they get food.
Yeah, because I think statistically, or not statistically, because we're not talking about that, but I think there's only ever been one animal that has technically asked a question, which is, I guess, them coming to their own consciousness or something like that. No, it was a bird. It was like an African gray parrot, if I'm not mistaken. And they asked.
Oh, because those kids speak, right?
Yeah, they asked, like, why am I gray? That's an existential like question that they're asking, rather than like, oh, what color is this? Oh, it's red. They're not just giving you an answer. They gave you a question.
Creep me out.
And that's what I'm saying. Once an animal asks a question, that's when it's like, okay, they're thinking more than just answers. You know what I mean?
But then don't parrots like repeat what they hear?
Yeah.
Not necessarily off the dome?
Yeah, but this was scientific. This was a bird that was bred for studies. And not just like, oh, you know, we have this bird. Like me and Kelsey it wasn't just a pet. It was more of a study, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
You know, so for that bird to finally ask that question, it was a realization to us that, you know, it's more than just us as people.
But maybe when, like, if you do get reincarnated into an animal, maybe your brain function isn't all the way there. Maybe because most people think of it as a soul type of thing, right?
Soul thing, yeah.
It's a soul thing. So you're there as a soul, not as a mind. So your mind could be whatever it could be. Like you can be a dog brain for, you know, but your soul is in that dog. So it could be that. That could be an answer to your question.
Oh, I guess so. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't completely know what I'm asking here.
It's definitely like,
it's just a thought.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting thought. A little scary. I think all scenarios are scary. For example, some people say, you know, like from a religious standpoint, because that's where I'm in the middle, where it's like, because I grew up in a religious like family and household, and I've gone to church and all that. At the moment, obviously, I'm maybe a little like back and forth, but it's like, you know, I believe there's a heaven and hell. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
And that's scary because it's like well, heaven is beautiful, of course, and that's like where everyone would like to go from a religious standpoint. Yeah. But hell, they say that you're gonna be burning and in pain for eternity, right? Dog, like that's scary, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Really? I already suffer enough here, bro.
Yeah.
So it's like,
ever since I was smaller, I was born into Catholic family household, and we would go to church every Sunday, but I never once believed in heaven or hell. Yeah. So could I say
what you believe in?
Nothing? I just believed the abyss.
Did you?
What's the abyss? Like where it's like a beautiful.
Like there's nothing there. It's just like a dark.
Like once you go out,
it's just like imagine you're in a room where it's just completely dark.
Oh yeah, okay. Look, so I guess to help you understand is like, how was your life before you were born?
I remember nothing.
Exactly. So it's almost kind of just like that, you know.
Even though I was born into it, I never believed in heaven or hell. Like it just was. I don't know. It was never something that I could fully grasp.
Options. Yeah, and heaven or hell.
Yeah, and I think I'm more leaning towards that, where it's kind of. That's it. You know, you're done.
But if I were to be reincarnated, please, I have it on record. I want to be a tree.
What the fuck?
Okay. Can I be a tree that gives fruit or like vegetables? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Maybe like an avocado, because I like avocados. Or a plum, because I'm always constipated.
Hey, how about a lemon tree, bro?
Oh, lemon, because they're sour and you can make a lemonade. When life gives you lemons, or when Kelsey gives you lemons.
Yeah, when Kelsey gives you lemons.
Thank you. Yeah. Or a diamond. I mean, whatever. Pew, pew, pew. Yeah. Okay, but yeah. So ever since I was small, I never believed in heaven or hell. I was just like, whatever.
Before we go deep into that, there was like, I don't know if it was a theory or just someone suggested this idea, but they say that after you die, when you go like, you know, like, right? They say that your flash.
Oh, your light flashes before your eyes.
But in normal time. So it's not going to be like, you know, fast forward of.
Almost like reliving?
Like you're going to relive your whole life in memory standpoint. If you're just going to relive it, and it's going to feel like another 100 years, you know what I'm saying? Or however long you live.
Yeah.
So it's like.
But was it like you're that person or you're like a third person?
I would say like you probably are that person, but you're not
your
gonna,
memory.
You're watching a movie.
You're kind of, but you're not going to actually like change the things that happened back then. Like, you don't know that you died. And you're reliving everything you've been through before, but obviously, like, you know, technically you're dead.
So like that on a loop.
In a sense, yeah. And your life just gonna keep. I believe like your life just keep repeating.
Yeah, people say that when they die, like the people that have officially clinically died, their life flashes before their eyes.
And then
they get revived, and then they're like, oh my gosh, this is a whole new world.
Yeah,
I live the same. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I've also heard of people who have like the same thing of you know, when they've been medically pronounced dead.
Yeah, there you go.
There was this guy. He's comedian, director. Well, I wouldn't really call him a comedian, I guess. But he's funny. But anyways, Kevin Smith, his mom died on the table. I think she got a heart attack. I can't remember what it was, but she ended up passing away for a few minutes, and she said that all she could feel was just peace.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like her life. Like she said, every worry in the world that she's ever had was just gone, and she felt like nothing. But
she didn't say like what she saw or anything. No,
she said it was just weightless, fucking no worry, just pure, I guess, euphoric in a sense.
I feel like maybe it could seem like you're like swimming, you're just floating in a pool. That's what I feel like it could maybe be an example.
Like sensory deprivation, like in those, you know,
like
those
when
tanks.
you're just in a tank, like you're just there, you know, like you're not doing anything, you're just
sleeping
at peace. Yeah, basically sleeping, relaxing, whatever. I think that's a best way to explain it.
Yeah, and then you always hear those people where
you don't hear anything, you don't see anything, you know.
Yeah, you always hear those people too, like that where they see themselves, like when they're sleeping or when they're dead, or like when they're medically dead, and then they, you know, they come back
into the body.
Oh, I think that's what happened to his mom actually, where she saw herself like die, and she eventually came back to you know, once they, you know, resuscitated her, and yeah, that's all. Like, I mean, from what he said, is that she just felt at peace, but it was nothing of like the heavens are opening or the fucking, you know, the fucking floor is crumbling beneath me. No, it was just, I felt peace, you know.
If you guys could choose the way you die, which way would it go?
I've always said sleep. I wouldn't. Sleep. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, bro.
I'm just scared. I'm too much of a bitch to be like, shoot me.
Yeah. I think to me, like, just in my sleep, just.
I for sure don't want to drown. I'll tell you that.
That's sad.
I want to die in an explosion.
So your body parts everywhere?
Just like right now. No, it's for the real. It's for the real. Watch.
Okay.
I'm a genius, bro. I'm a genius.
Okay, you're smart.
Right. You guys probably side now.
Yeah. Okay, but if you had to
I hope I went to heaven.
If you had to be murdered, like physically, what would you have to pick? What would
Gunshot.
You pick? Gunshot?
Nah, bro.
No, actually.
Bazooka straight to the chest. Explode a million pieces.
All right. Now talking about that. So the reason for me why I just to clarify for people who may not know, I'm an atheist. You know, I grew.
Oh my god,
that's scary.
You know, I grew up with Catholic
Where's
parents.
the holy water, bro?
Yeah, I grew up with Catholic parents, but they never pushed it on us. You know, they were like, "You come to church with us. You know, if you like it, by all means. If you don't, then don't. You know, maybe it doesn't work for you. You know."
I respect that a lot.
Yeah, so it was kind of like whatever feels right for you in a sense, but you know, we'll show you what
we think.
What we think. So, growing up, I was always like on the fence, you know, like every kid, you know, when you're young and you're not really paying attention, it's like, oh, it's just boring. You know, I'm trying to go to the Swami after. I'm trying to go eat after, you know. You know, it was always like that for me.
They promised you the buffet, bro.
Yeah. Hometown.
What about Zen?
Memories, dog. Memories.
And when hometown was too full, we'll go to Zen Buffet. Yeah. But Zen Buffet,
San Gabriel?
San Gabriel, you know that place? You a real one.
Yeah, Zen Buffet was a little more bougie though. That's the thing.
That's true.
Yeah. So for me, another reason why I don't believe is because I would, being Carrie's little brat, getting a little phone, I would see a bunch of fucking gore videos. To this day, I mean, shit, I still watch fucking gore videos just to keep me planted and knowing that this shit could be gone at any moment. So all the videos,
talking like the gory videos, like the beheadings and shit.
The beheadings.
That's your reason.
He watches that shit all the time. It's scary.
To me, that
you should be scared.
No,
I don't watch them, but I know I should.
The reason why I watch that, because whenever I feel down, it makes me like,
appreciate.
Fuck, I'm glad I'm here, dog.
No, bro, you just gotta be grateful you don't live in fucking like Mexico in the cartel areas and shit, bro. That's where all that shit comes from, bro.
That's what I'm saying. So, I see that and I'm just grateful I'm here and not over there.
So you better be calling your mom. Thank you for getting me out the hood, bro. Yeah.
So, but the thing is like, no. But the thing is too, it's like a lot of the times you see people get themselves into bad situations, or you just see where the bad situation comes to them.
Yeah.
And that's where it's like, fuck, man. Like that's where I personally start to stay away from the whole like, and then I mean, sorry if this is disrespectful, but from the whole God, like there's a God out there, and there's obviously there's good and there's evil. There's a good and a bad with everything. But in order to put like there's a heaven and a hell, I feel like that's a bit of a stretch. That's why. So whenever I watch these fucking gore videos, I'm like, there's no way there's this much bad out there, and there's like.
But there's still God out there.
Like, why is God letting that happen? I see the angle you're here.
Like there was a video that was just floating around.
The 5 teenagers.
Yeah. There was that one, but there was another one where there was these 2 kids that they were at home by themselves. I didn't watch this video because I couldn't find it, but I wanted to. But what's it called? A guy was like killing his wife or something like that, like out in the hallway of the apartment. So the kids heard something and they opened the door. So the dude tells him like, you shouldn't have opened it. And he goes.
Because now he has to kill him.
So I think he like really badly injured one and I think left the other one like alone. But he in the little screenshot, he had a machete and like he was like chasing after the kid. And like there was a little bit of the audio and the kid's crying. So that's why I'm like saying like those kids don't deserve that. What makes that okay? How does one person like that see that? And it's like, that was meant to happen. That's part of the plan.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Oh, and there's another video where it was this lady and husband, and it was like 5 a.m. It was, I believe, an Asian couple, and he literally got mad at her for some reason. And he literally tries to beat on her and everything. The daughter comes out. She's like 21, 22, and she's like defending her mom. And then all of a sudden he's stabbing her, wouldn't stop. I think he stabbed her 72 times and took breaks in between. And literally the mom was like outside crying, trying to look for help. And then the guy was like, you guys are lucky you guys came to the cops because I would have killed her too.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like it's so easy to fall into bad hands. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And at a price that, you shouldn't have to pay. But overall, it's like, there's so much shit that just goes on. That's like, there was some dude that, his girlfriend fucking cheated on him. Or no, they broke up and he was just still madly in love with her. So he found them out in public, they were having a nice dinner. And this was all fucking recorded. He shoots the new boyfriend in the head, so that fool drops like a sack of potatoes. And then the fucking girlfriend is just sitting there like, what the fuck just happened? And the dude is just crying and fucking kills himself.
That's crazy.
And left the girlfriend right just there.
Yeah, and she's just like in shock, like she doesn't know what to do.
I bet she was a problem.
Yeah, I don't know. And that's the thing is like, how does this happen? And there's still, I guess, talks of like, but there's still something up there. I get it. For some people, it gives them a peace of mind, but for me, it doesn't.
Like if there was a God, why would he allow innocent people to get punished? How does that happen?
And this is just what's recorded. Now imagine all the things that we don't get to see. Yeah. You know what I mean? And there's always talks of like, the deep web, that this is
bro.
And you hear stories of people that have gone down that deep.
It's a rabbit hole.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a rabbit hole. There's this thing of Daisy's Destruction. That one, if I'm not fucking too wrong, it's an hour-long video of, I think she was like 5 or 6 years old, where they're raping this girl. They're stabbing her. It's literally obliterating this little girl. All for what? And how do you stop and see that? And one of the biggest things that I've heard that have put, I guess, me more into to stay away from religion, I guess, in a sense of believing, a higher power and bad and good, is somebody said that, like, the difference between me and God is that if I saw a child getting raped, I would stop it. And that's where I'm like, fuck, man, like that's very much true. If I saw somebody getting, stabbed or fucking, or raped or something, I would try to stop it,
As God, you could like freeze time, pull that guy up.
God can do anything.
Yeah, and
right?
I get it. He can't control, he
One
can,
person.
but at a certain point, I guess he chooses not to control people's actions. And
I hope you're cooking up a good comeback because he's being very persuasive right now.
Me and George, we have gone through these talks at 3 a.m. in Denny's and this and that. So I know he has stuff to say to counteract what I have to say. Yeah, but
cheap boy.
Yeah, but like seeing all this and still like, but sex is bad, but doing drugs is bad, but getting tattoos is bad is like, to me, there's a lot more worse things to be punished by.
Stuff, yeah.
And there people's time will come. It's not a dish that'll be served instantaneously, but at the same time, like, to me, that isn't right. That isn't fair. That's not fucking the yin and the yang. That is, to me, that's unfair. And for us, the rest of us that get to see that, we're still stuck in the middle ground, of good and bad.
Sheesh.
You know what I mean? And we still have to suffer the consequences of everybody else at the same time, even if we don't choose to, So, I don't know. But that's just me. Sorry for going on this tangent, but yeah, all the shit that's out there, it gets to the point where it's like, eesh. To me, it makes me think. But that's just me.
Is there really a God?
I mean,
and is she a woman?
Yeah, no.
No, I mean, not trying to go too into deep, because like John said, me and him could go back and forth, and we have gone back and forth.
Yeah,
right.
Let us know if you guys want just an episode of like
just them two.
We'll just put them up to
me and John.
And we'll go to Crab Ass.
Yeah, we'll just
going
let
back
them
and
go
forth.
back and forth because I would like to see that.
Yeah,
I could be the referee. 1 point for John.
On the roof.
You. Oh.
Disconnected. Oh shit.
Nah, but yeah, you were saying, Jorge?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously that sucks, and I know that there's a lot of stories like that,
Yeah.
And who am I to speak for God, right? But my bad. Like who am I, to speak for God, right? But at the end of the day, like there's always going to be good and there's always going to be bad, right? There's a lot of bads that happen on camera, off camera, and there's a lot of good that happens on camera and off camera. Mm-hmm. Right. So like you said, there's always going to be that yin and yang. Like, there's a lot of terrible stories that are just hearing them like make you cry. Right. Yeah. And then there's a lot of good stories that do the same thing. Mm-hmm. Right. Like curing diseases and so on and so forth. Right. So in my opinion, and what I believe in, what I do is I will make sure that I am right with God and I am right as a human being, and I do everything in my power to be as good as possible, right? I'm never going to preach perfection. I'm not perfect, right? But my goal is to try to become as perfect as possible, right?
Yeah, of
course. And as long as I'm in that journey, then that's okay. That's fine, right?
Yeah.
And
break.
this motherfucker.
No. Yeah, no, I get you. Like what pretty much from what I gathered from what you said is like I'm focusing on myself. Is ultimately what I got from that.
Not necessarily,
like,
bro. Like it's not saying like, oh, like forget all those people that are going through the bad. Like, no, obviously, like it's truly heartbreaking.
Yeah, like
right?
Like be realistic. Like it's out of our control.
It really is. It really is. And a lot of the times, like it's like, again, it's really tricky, and especially when you bring up those stories, like it's really tricky to answer, right? But a lot of the times, it's either it's like you said, bro. It's that free will. It's that being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Right. Like even me, a devoted Christian, like I believe in God. I believe in a heaven and hell. Right. I believe at the end of the day, if I'm driving and a car comes like at me, fucking crushes me into a million pieces, I'm done. I'm God. I'm done, you know. But I never asked myself, or I never told myself, like, hey, you know what? Like, if there was a God, all those hours that I'm, at church, behind the kid, like, where was he when that car came?
Yeah,
like I have family members who have been like mutilated, right, by like big trucks and cars and stuff, and they were Christians, we're Christians, and not once, I mean, we would say like, hey, you know what, like, why did God let this happen?
Yeah, of course.
Like, obviously, like, it hurts and we cry, and there's times where we're like, God, why? Yeah. Right? Which is, it's normal, right? As human beings, especially when you pray something that you pray to God who you can't see, you could feel, right? In my opinion, right? But you can't literally like physically touch, right? Or you can't physically see, right? It's natural for me to say, why, God? Why?
Yeah, of course. It's always easy. It's always easy to point a finger at something that isn't there. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Or to point the finger at somebody else. I totally understand that.
Would you guys say, to tag team on what you're saying? Because you were talking about like, oh, if there's a God, why does he allow this? Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's a devil. So it's like,
of course,
so
and that's
bad stuff is coming from him.
Yeah, and like, look, and to be frank, like, I can't sit here and say I believe in God and say, oh no, the devil's not real. Yeah,
of course,
right? Of course. I've said it many times. If you believe in dark, you believe in light. Yeah, right. So
that's clean.
So at the end of the day, it's because, like, again, not trying to get too much into it, but there's always a constant spiritual battle happening. Right, I believe in spirits. I believe in all that. Right, I believe in the spiritual realm. So there's a constant fight always happening. Right, and the same way God wants good for you, the devil wants bad for you.
Of course.
Right, and remember, like the world where we are standing on, it is owned by the devil. It is his territory. Right, it literally says in the Bible, he goes across the world looking for who to devour. Right, so obviously there's going to be a lot of bad. Right. And again, there's reasons for that and everything. Right.
You have receipts too? Because you got receipts.
If you don't trust me, you can read the Bible. That's all I'm saying.
You got what's your source? The Bible.
So mean,
what's your source?
I don't know, man.
You have a trustworthy source?
Hey, brother. But then again, it's not to pick fights or anything.
No, it's definitely not. But
it's to inform the people.
How do you know the Bible is real? No, I could wrote it. That Bible.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. No, but the point is, it's like,
why are they sold at bookstores and not free?
Hey.
You walk into my church, I'll give you a Bible for free, brother.
What version?
There's the King James, there's a Living Translation. So a different version doesn't necessarily mean clarify it to the people.
Yeah, clarify it to people who don't know.
A different version isn't necessarily that it says two different things, right? Like one says, it was a peach, and the other one says it was an apple. Like, no, of course, it's not like that. It's just the way it's written. Right, instead of thou is he, instead of she, or whatever, it's just the way.
So which is the real
version? And it can be interpreted differently.
In a sense, yes. In a sense, yes.
No, because everyone would interpret it differently.
Yeah, because it seems like it's all.
It's not all interpretation. There's things that are like cutthroat. Like there's things that it's bad to kill. Don't kill.
Yeah,
right?
But there's other things that would be led to interpretation. Would be left to interpretation, sorry.
Yeah. Of course, So again, like a lot of people ask me, oh, well, what if you die and there is no heaven? What did I lose? Right? I live my life, like I've always said it. I'd rather be safe than sorry. Right? I'd rather live my life praising God, devoting my life to him, right? And doing everything in my power to walk like Jesus. And then let's say we die and there's nothing. What did I lose?
Nothing.
I'm happy being me. I love what I do, right? I love praising God. And what did it necessarily take away from me?
Yeah.
Nothing
At
really.
What cost?
So if anything, it's keeping me grounded,
I got one last question before we wrap it up, bro. Will I go to hell if I name my son Lucifer?
I'm sorry.
And I'm being serious.
I mean, like, again,
I've been telling you guys that I want to name my son that.
I wouldn't know if that'd be his first name. I think maybe a middle name.
No, because
Carlos Lucifer.
No, because I want my other son, Castiel.
Yes.
Lucifer.
I'm just like, I've always been a firm believer that obviously names have meanings.
Okay.
Right. And those meanings, sometimes they follow.
So you think my future son, if I name that, he could be like the next Michael Myers?
No, I'm not saying that.
Then what if I name my son God?
Oh, yo.
Then name him God. Like I said, like I I can't speak for
See what
God.
I'm saying, bro?
At
These
the end
things
of the
are
day,
back and forth. I agree with you. I agree with him.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
It's all on what
like,
you believe
at the
and
end
what
of
you
the
no,
day-
yeah. At the end of the day, it's what you believe.
yeah, like you can call him Lucifer,
And I don't
right?
believe. No, I'm playing.
You can call him Lucifer, but then raise him to be, the best human possible,
And
right?
he is after, right?
But because his name is Lucifer, there's that chance, you know.
Like, keep like, and like, I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm
Yeah,
being
yeah.
for real because I actually am considering it.
Oh,
Believe it or not.
really?
Yeah. So
Instead of Lucifer, another one that I've considered instead, Lucius.
yeah, but then that's Lucius Fox, Batman's fucking.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but that's Lucius.
Yeah, but it's Lucifer, the fucking devil. Or
No,
the-
but
the-
he's not the devil.
You know what I
So it's like
mean?
I have a son named Lucifer, and then we go to church. Will he be accepted at that church for that?
Of course, bro.
You think so?
Of course, 100%.
Yeah,
Unless
and
the
I.
church is boo boo.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
that's
unless the church is weird, bro, then
Hey,
then no.
not to get too controversial, but what do you think about gay churches?
There's gay churches.
You accept gay people at your church?
100%.
Okay.
1000%.
Is there anybody?
people?
Hold on.
Bro, like, chill,
Hold on,
guys,
no. Real question.
No,
real question.
it's a real question.
Is there any
Because they would
people?
still be considered gay.
Is there any people you don't accept?
Murderers.
You know what I mean? Because I'm sure that you have to draw the line somewhere.
I just said it.
You can't just take everybody.
Murderers.
It ain't the motherfucking
Child rapists. Child molesters.
If there was a dude, I'm sorry
but
to cut
a
you
lot
off, bro. But if there was a dude that was a convicted child rapist, would you guys feel? He's like, hey, I want to be reborn. Would you guys
Ooh.
feel comfortable? Just
That's a
keep
good
him away
one.
from the kids.
Okay, chill, bro.
Like he's
Look,
like, I really love
obviously-
kids.
I'm trying to be the teacher for
So,
the
like,
students.
God accepts everyone, and
Yeah.
there's God will forgive, right?
Yeah,
Well, people.
But we
forget.
also have to be smart,
yeah.
right? So not necessarily saying that we'll close the doors and like, no, get out of here, right? But we'll definitely have to
Put them on a trial.
like
Keep an eye on.
we do it. We definitely do. Like wherever you go, it's
Yeah,
like
of course.
saying, would you let a bank robber into a bank and not like look at him twice? Like
Yeah.
no, it's like
Yeah,
you
no.
gotta keep your head on a swivel with
And I
anybody.
would want a bank robber at my bank job. I'd be like, he knows how to break in. You know what I mean?
If
He
he
could
sees
stop it.
something-
Yeah.
Right?
If he sees
So
someone,
it's like
top security.
So like I said, like there's stories of
Pin and money glitch.
like there's a story I think
I hate you guys.
Stealing money from the bank, they're just giving them straight to your check, baby, straight to your account. Come on, bro.
They wire that shit.
like there's a story of a pastor, right? Who you get follow him on Facebook. I forgot his name, but he's a pastor. You could say I don't know the story correctly, but there was like a random guy who he killed his son.
Wow.
Right? He killed his son. Right? And
I have a question after this.
right, so he killed his son. Long story short, the guy repented, he forgave him, and now he's his right hand man. So then now he travels around the world preaching with him. And
When you
it's
say
like
he killed his son, was it on accident or like he
so
murdered?
that's the thing. That's where I gotta read specifically,
Okay,
right?
because I'm like, if it was an accident, that's understandable in a sense.
But it was you like even if it was on accident or on
get
purpose.
you,
Obviously,
but-
on purpose, it's more like meaningful,
No,
right?
of
But when I
course.
lose my son, I lose my son,
Of course.
regardless, right? So let's say you murdered my son, and then you forgive, you came to God, you repent, and then I forgive you. We preach the world, and we go around the
Yeah.
world preaching, like.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like I said, God, it's not my job to say yes or no to someone, right? I will never say no.
Yeah,
I'll never
no,
close my doors, and
I'm not
my
the
church will
judge.
never close their doors.
Let me clap your cheeks.
I
Say
do,
you'll
but
never say no.
So basically, you're a pushover.
Nah, I get you, bro. I get
No,
you.
we
know?
understand.
Yeah.
All jokes aside, all jokes aside.
my church will never
we
close
respect
the
our
doors.
religions here.
Facts.
Yeah.
Right? We will never, but we also keep our head on a swivel.
Yeah, of course.
We're
Yeah,
also
of
smart.
course.
We're
I'm
also
not
smart
gonna
with
leave
the
my
people.
my car unlocked in Compton. You know what I mean?
Like there's people. No, I mean, dude, there's people.
Dang.
There's people who they're not murderers. They're not anything bad, right? And a lot of times it's not even spiritual, right? It's not even like us trying to keep you away from God, right? There's been times where we say, hey, you know what? We think that this church might not be the best one for you.
So you dismiss
Right.
them.
You dismiss them.
Not in a sense, but let's say there's been some cases where there's some people who are really toxic. They're just spread rumors left and right.
Yeah.
They're really not as a human being. They're
not good for that church.
they're not good for that church.
You gotta be a bum
Then-
to get kicked out the church.
And
No, I know it happens.
I'm
I know it
speaking that
happens.
from experience.
And we gotta
That's
be
why I
like, yo.
lost my shit.
And I mean, and even
You got kicked out?
Oh, say the gun.
Long story short, that's the reason I started going to church, because some family in the church I used to go to was talking like shit about my family.
Oh,
so I'm saying like, so there's people like should get kicked out, but not because they're murderers or whatever.
Dismissed.
So then there's also, you know, and then that's why at least my church, like if we see that you're not fitting in and it's just a toxic, like you're creating a toxic environment, then we'll say like, hey, you know what, this church might not be the best for you, but we'll recommend you to 1,000, like you know, to the ones that we think are good. Right.
Okay.
And then at that point, it's like, yo, you know, because then it's stories like that where it's like, yo, you see that this family's doing this, they're saying this, they're talking crap, they're doing this and doing this, and yet they're still here. Then you know what? I'm gonna leave.
Yeah. Now you lose good people and
over trying to keep, you know,
trying to keep everybody in a sense. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Of course.
And it works like that anywhere you go.
Yeah. Of course.
I mean, even here, one of us is toxic. It ain't working. Yo, bro. I need you to clock out for me, kick her out.
Yeah, of course. Xavier.
Oh, damn.
We love Xavier. We love Xavier. It's all love for our boys.
Yeah.
I
have 2 questions.
All right.
I know it's a little long, but I have 2 questions.
All right. Go.
So, one is, fuck, I forgot the second one. So I guess it's just one question.
One question.
No, okay. So,
beat, bro.
Yeah. So hold on. So. This might get a little long, but like for the Vatican, for instance,
bro,
you know what I mean? Like it's been proven and it's on records and everything that they pay off the priests that touch children. It's been known, and like there's numbers that have been thrown out there and this and that, and there's court legal records.
I was gonna say that earlier too.
And that's what I'm saying. Literally the capital of Catholicism, and I know you're Christian, so I mean maybe you know, can't speak too much on that. But the thing is, at what point does that religion start to fall apart when the biggest organization and the capital of all that goes down is having people on their payroll to on certain things like that? At what point do you be like, what the fuck is going on here?
See, and at that point, it's God's not the one to necessarily blame. And he's not the one to blame. It's the people. It's the action. Like it sucks. Like I've always said it. Like there's thousands of pastors out there that shouldn't be on a pulpit. Yeah. They shouldn't be, you know, preaching the word of God. They shouldn't. Yeah. Right. But you know, they put themselves, and there's a lot who should. Yeah. You know, like at the end of the day, like it's on them. I'm not gonna blame just because, for example, I'm Christian. I'm not Catholic, right? But let's say if he does that, I'm not just because him as a human is doing wrong, I'm not gonna blame God for that, and it's gonna keep me from going. Yeah. Right? It sucks, and if he does that, and if they allow him to do that, in my opinion, he shouldn't be there.
Yeah, of course. Right? But how do these people in power get to stay in power and God not do anything about it, knowing the influence that is held over tons of people? Like you can see an aerial picture of people that visit the Vatican, and it is absolutely astonishing. It is. Very so nice. How does one in the higher power not be like, stop? You know what I mean? Like I just don't get it. Like there's clearly a lot of people that are influenced by this.
Of course.
At what point does the bad outweigh the good?
That's where I tell you, right? And I've told you this 1,000 times.
What's up, bro?
Like, don't necessarily trust me, right? Like, I could sit here and try to preach the Bible, right? Yeah. Try to preach the word of God. But at the end of the day, yo, bro, go read the book. Yeah. Right? At the end of the day, bro, like it's if you follow someone knowing that they're doing something wrong, then who's really there to blame, right? At the end of the day, like, again, I am nothing. I am nothing and nowhere near anything to speak for God. But like you said, if you're there, it's because you want to be there. If you know that something bad is happening, you continue going. Like that's on you. You know, like at the end of the day, like that's on you. And again, it goes back to free will. You know, people free will. Let's have free will if you have free will. So does that almost go to? Is that almost like? I mean, again, I can't speak for God, but does that almost seem like God's almost like, well, you're there because you want to be there? Like, I can't answer for him. Right. I can't. So I can't tell you what he wants. But tell me from what you're saying, is that not what you're gathering from your own information on what you're saying?
Yes and no.
Right? I just wanted to make that clear.
What I'm saying is,
I can't speak for him, but
I've always said it. I'm like, look, bro, do your research. Make sure you know who you're listening to and who you're trusting. Of course. Right? Like, plain and simple. Right? Anywhere we live, there's always going to be corruption. Banks, you know, the government itself, right? Yeah. Schools, there's always 1,000% going to be corruption.
It almost seems that you can't escape it.
Right? You can't. Mm-hmm. You can't. But the Bible tells the truth, and the Bible says where you could go for truth.
Yeah.
Right? For peace, for love.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, like it's like I said it earlier, this is the devil's world. Right? And our job is to try to do, or not to try. Well, yes, to try. Our job is to follow God, read the Bible, fill ourselves with the truth, and wait for his coming. Because this isn't paradise. This isn't where, you know, I necessarily am gonna, you know, receive all my riches or whatever. Like, no, we believe in afterlife. We believe in heaven. Yeah. And that's where all the good is gonna come. Right? So I mean, like you're saying, like it sucks for all the Christians that are doing good, but yet they have to live in corruption. They have to live in a corrupt system and corrupt schools. Like the shit that's going on in schools is fucking mind blowing, dog. Right? But hey, that's for another topic.
What exactly? If you could just quick, I don't know what you're trying to get on
Okay,
that.
wait.
What's up?
Cut. What were you say?
Nothing. I just want to hit the music, bro. We need some music in the background, bro.
Okay, ready? Uncut.
Just let it play, bro.
I mean, it's fucking mind blowing, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sorry to interrupt you guys, but
You go for hours, bro.
yeah, you guys could go for hours. And again, if you guys want that, tell us down below. They can go into it.
I would
live
literally-
stream it.
I would literally set you guys up 101.
Yeah.
I'll be your coffee guy for all.
It'll almost be like the NPC battles. I need more bullets.
But anyways, I think
DJ,
if
drop
I were
that
to
beat.
be able to be like, if I were to be able, I can't even speak. Spike. If I could pick how I die, I think.
Oh, that was a question, huh?
Yes, that was the question from the beginning. If I could pick how I could die, I think I'd want to go in the most extravagant way. I'd want to be sniper shot, like from 3 miles away, and like in the middle of the road. Like, I think that'd be good.
I want to be moving.
So I saw
Yeah.
a video.
Because one,
No.
everybody else is traumatized.
You don't want that.
Live forever in your mind.
Sniper
Two.
bullet is like this, bro. It's like
Look.
2, instantaneously. Won't ever see it coming.
you don't know about that.
Nope. I saw people get shot from like maybe like 10, 15 feet away with a 50 cal. You know, a 50 cal is one of the
I don't know
biggest
what that
snipers. A 50 cal is like the fucking bullet is like this big.
It's like Jason Love's dick.
Yeah, it's
I don't know
maybe
what
a
that
little
is.
bit bigger. This dude got shot in the fucking chest. It was 2 dudes. This was the cartel that we're talking about here. These dudes were just standing. So it wasn't even like they were moving targets or anything. They were just fucking standing. These dudes get fucking shot in the chest, in the stomach, and they're still like they're breathing and limping and shit like that. And those fools go over, they prop them up.
But
It took 3 bullets for them to get killed.
But
Yours
I will
has
say
to be
this.
a headshot.
But
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
no, I want a
said a
headshot. That's
headshot.
what I said, a headshot. Sniper headshot.
From the side or from the front?
Either way, it doesn't matter.
From the back.
Probably from the back or the side, just so I won't see it as much.
She go.
Yeah.
You want it from the front,
Cartel,
from the front, 'cause the back blows out.
But Cartel,
How does
correct
he
me
know?
if I'm wrong, will always try to make you suffer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so of course they're gonna
it's
do
never
it
quick
in a
one.
way that they've killed enough people that they know where to hit, and everything.
Dog, I can go about these fucking cartel videos so much. I saw. Look,
We got our topics for the next
Yeah.
couple
Okay, next
weeks.
time.
yeah, look. We could clip this, bitch. Clip this. What we can do is, the fucking song ended.
Say
That was perfect.
that was actually perfect. So,
So there's this one where this dude, he was from another gang or some shit like that, but they ended up, he's fucking tied up and his mouth is covered and everything. So they end up cutting like a line behind this dude's back and literally almost demasking him.
oh wow.
Oh my
this
God.
this dude is like alive
getting
and,
the chills.
and he then like they cut off the tape and shit. They throw him on the ground, flip him over, and so his belly's exposed, and they literally cut out this dude's heart. They cut off this dude's heart and they grab it while it's beating. It's fresh. It's like a straight out of a fucking movie. And they're laughing at this fucking dude, and this dude's literally struggling to fucking breathe. His face is torn off. And I'm telling you, I see this shit and I'm like, damn, brother, thank God. Hey, that's why I become a proud U.S. citizen. I'm like, USA. But another one.
No more. God.
So there's another one. You guys could probably look this one up.
I have the chills.
This one is called Ghost Rider.
Hi.
So this dude was in he was a cartel video, and his nickname was Ghost Rider. He gets caught by the fucking rival cartel, and they're like, so you're a ghostwriter. They torch this dude. They put gas all over this fool's body, and they light him on fire. And this fool's face is all crispy. Like, it's like one of those porks that they roast. No. You know how it looks all like glazed and shit? His face is like that, just like black though, charred, fucking glistening. And his dog, this fool can't even show fucking facial expressions anymore. And they're laughing at this fool, and they're like, huele como barbacoa, huele como barbacoa. And they're laughing at this fucking dude. And this dude is just like, he can't even cry anymore. His tear ducts are fucking to ashes at this point. And I can't remember what they do with them afterwards. But that dude was cooked. There's another.
Don't ever take a trip to Mexico, bro.
Brother.
And anybody from the cartel, we are located in New Jersey. You know what I'm saying?
Brother, they got the IP address already, brother.
Find us in New Jersey, bro.
Oh, my God.
So again, you think watching that stuff affects you, bro?
It affects me in the terms of...
Oh, my gosh, Jonah's going to kill me.
No. It affects me into the terms of I'm glad I'm here and I'm grateful for what I have. And I feel like a selfish...
So you don't think there's any negatives to that?
Maybe negatives because it's like, fuck, there's times where I'm just chilling. That's just... You know? It comes, but it makes me feel like, fuck. You know, it's like a bad flashback. But it comes back to me and I'm just... it makes me more grateful in the situation of like, dog, I'm glad I'm here doing a little fucking, you know, a podcast and, you know, there's talks of us, you know, doing other projects and shit like that rather than fuck. I'm glad I'm not out there whether I have to choose fuck. Do I try to keep my head down or do I join this gang, you know, where I can...
High risk, high reward.
Yeah, exactly. High risk, high reward.
If you ever,
I could win 50K or I get my balls chopped off. Like, you know what I mean?
If you ever commit a crime, bro, and you end up being a murderer, you put yourself on file right here, bro.
If I ever go missing,
have all the evidence.
If I ever get a sniper to the head, I mean.
But guys, I think John, I think we wrap up this episode, bro.
Yeah.
I think it's enough cartel talk, enough afterlife talk.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's just
careful what you watch, bro.
Yeah. So to wrap this up, again, choose what you want to believe into. Do your research. Be open-minded. Don't go on live leak at like fucking 1 a.m. because that shit will fuck you up sometimes. Don't go on fucking on bestgore.com. Don't go on any of those crazy shit. WorldStar, you gone soft on me. That app used to be good, but it's whack now. But the point is,
all right, wrap it up.
Hold on, all right. Be careful what you watch and be careful what you take into.
But
be mindful, like a sniper to the head.
This song makes him sound like he's preaching, bro.
But anyways, I'll hand it off to Kelsey.
Anyways, thank you so much for watching. We want to let you know we respect and love all religions here. Okay, this is just our opinions and what we think, and you know, all personal opinions. So nothing bad. All right, and then let us know how you'd want to be buried. You know, do you want to be buried? Do you want to be cremated? Do you want to be born into something else? Let us know what your afterlife plans are. Yeah. And I'm sorry I said a vegetable. I can't be a vegetable on a tree, just a fruit. All right. Thank you guys so much. We love you. Thank you for tuning in, and share, like, and subscribe. Bye.
Yeah. I want my nutrients to be a tree at a dog park.
Dog, there's something wrong with you, bro.
I want to be a tree, but like
I don't know, brother.
Or a diamond.
This is so like in love with the fucking.
Look, brother. 1 minute I'm called a potential killer. The next I'm called a fucking mandilon. Pick one, brother. Pick one. Because apparently I'm good and evil. I'm good. I'm the yin and the yang. I'm the bad and good right here.